Sitting in this lonely town. Sitting in this lonely town, wondering when things are gonna change. Dream my life away. Seems these dreams have turned to a bunch of dust glass. Get my nerve up, but my past is pulling me down. Wondering how long black sheep gonna stick around. Somebody told me once before, he said, you can never go home again. Won't you leave? Saying the things to steer me away, yeah, from the truth of who I am and what I believe. So I thanked him for his 2 cents with a handshake and some sympathy, yeah. I packed up my blue jeans, headed for this big prize of my freedom. Bye-bye, black sheep, to the black sheep of the family. Bye-bye. Oh, that means so very much to me, yeah. Bye-bye, black sheep, to my friends and my family. Bye-bye, gonna set my soul, set it free, free. Times they were changing. What's shaking, good people? YouTube comment. I do not see a YouTube comment. Can't post comments. Hold. There we go. Champion made me jump. I forgot I had the headset on. Happy Friday evening, good people. I hope you're doing well. Last night was a fun night. If you weren't here, it was one of those nights where I just got a silly idea and just went and built some shit or made a song. Me too. I have Kyle in one YouTube window and my daughter's boyfriend's basketball game in another, and I couldn't see which one to mute. Champy will straighten you out. He knows what needs to be done. You don't mess with Champ. He is the master of the blown out headphone. All right, welcome everybody to the AI Learning Lab, part of the AI Salon. That's the AI Salon. And I'm Kyle Shannon. It's a handful of people here, so probably some Friday night date nighters. I was listening to the song that I made last night with all of you. And man, do I like sappy minor key. I used to, in the 90s, I called it Crybaby Girl Rock. It's like Alanis Morissette and all of them that were just like, but I just love it. There's something about it. It speaks to me. It speaks to me. So I made one of those, and I'm really happy with it. It's really a beautiful song. It's what's amazing is it's a song that. So normally with AI songs, now I've written a ton of them now because I've spent a year and a half working on a musical, and then I do a fair amount of them in here. I do some on my own. They almost all feel like compromises. The lyrics are kind of fucked up, or that one section's kind of fucked up. This song we made last night, like it doesn't feel like a compromise. It just feels like a song. It feels like a song. It feels like a song that makes me happy. It's kind of cool. I mean, it is pretty remarkable. We live in a world where you can literally speak things into existence. Which, by the way, who's the sci-fi writer that said any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic? That's the era we're in. Nick P just joined. What's happening? Weaver. I'm starting to learn that magic has more of a meaning than just observation. Yeah, Weaver, the word abracadabra. I learned this when I first got into AI about, I don't know, 3 years ago, something like that, when I was first starting to play with this stuff. And I was talking about it feeling like magic, and then someone shared with me, the word abracadabra. The root of it, the definition of it, is as I speak, I create. So abracadabra, the magic word, actually defines what generative AI is. Arthur C. Clarke was the magic quote. That's right. What's my Suno handle? Would love to follow you. Cool. Hold, please. I think it's just Kyle Shannon, but I don't know. I try to make all my socials Kyle Shannon unless someone has it. And I tend to, because I follow this stuff early, I tend to get it. Oh, Sono. Sono.com doesn't exist. If anyone was wondering. You'll make a Suno competitor called Sono. View profile. Yeah, at Kyle Shannon. Suno.com at Kyle Shannon. You can get some Weird Mary in there. Oh, go to my playlists. Here, you know what? We'll continue. I found out yesterday I'm up to 900 songs. Nice. Labracadabra. What do you call a dog that does magic? A labracadabrador. Oh, good Lord. Producer Brandon coming in hot with the dad jokes. All right. If I go here and then I go, don't I have playlists? Why do I not have top? Why do I only have one playlist? Oh yeah, the Weird Mary playlist. So last night we made a song, which I can play for you if you want. So for those of you that were here, you saw it. So I played a lick on my guitar. So that was the lick, and it was just something that I was just doinking around with. And then I put that into Suno, and then thought, oh, what does that sound like? And it sounded like two people walking down a carnival dirt road at sunrise before, at dawn, or at dawn, trying to figure out if they're going to be more than just friends, right? And so it's like this bittersweet kind of love songy kind of thing. So I told that to Chatgpt, and Chatgpt wrote the lyrics that are really good. They just really are good. And then we put it in Suno, and it came out with a sweet version. And then we dicked around with it for like an hour, probably did, I don't know, 25, 30, 35 versions of the song. And then where we landed was this.
The Ferris wheel's asleep, its arms still folded tight. We walk between the shadows and the strings of halfway light. The popcorn stands are dreaming of the laughter they'll be fed, and your reflection in a puddle's turning pink instead of red. You say it's strange to see it empty. I say it's strange to feel this calm. You smile like you know something I don't know. I've already begun. Before the lights come on, before the crowd arrives, before we name what this could be, before the day survives, we linger in the middle where the maybe feels like song. Two hearts not yet decided. Before the lights come on.
Listen to those lyrics. Before the lights come on, before the crowd arrives, before we name what this could be, before the day survives, we linger in the middle and maybe feels where the maybe feels like song. Two hearts not yet decided before the lights come on. Those are just good fucking lyrics. That's a good chorus about two people who haven't quite figured out if they're going to be a thing. We linger in the middle where maybe feels like song. Damn.
A prize bear in the windows got a rip along the seam. You laugh and say he's just like me, stitched up from a dream. The smell of rain and sawdust makes the air taste almost sweet. I count your footsteps next to mine, they nearly match the beat. You toss a coin, it spins between the quiet and the breeze. It lands on something fragile, something trembling between we. Before the lights come on, before the noise begins, before the world demands we choose where all this story ends. We're written in the margin where the ink's still barely strong. Two souls half in the promise. Before the lights come on. Cotton candy ghosts, the whisper of a ride, the secret that your hand could hold but hasn't yet tried. If I breathe too loud, I'll break the spell we've spun. A heartbeat before gravity decides which way we run. Before the lights come on, before the sky turns gold, before our voices learn the lines they're scared to have told. Let's walk this midway silence till the dawn has found its song, and maybe we'll decide it before the lights come on.
I don't know. Pretty swell. Pretty swell. Per darn swell. You know what I'm seeing here, people. Down, 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 down. La da 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 da. Real Bish B Day. What's this? This is a remixed rap song. Now I see why I didn't make the finals.
It's a real bitch birthday. What you tryna do tonight? Don't matter, we in first place. Good, good.
All right, that's a forgettable one. Playlist. Here's the Weird Mary. So we did an album of covers. I won't play these the whole way through, but if you haven't done covers in Suno, so there's a big trend right now on TikTok where there's a couple of accounts that are in my For You page that are it's just all like, you know, here's Snoop Dogg gin and juice in the style of like 50s crooners or whatever it is. It's pretty cool. Why is this hung? Why? Oh, why? There we go. So here was the original of Weird Mary. Then here was one that was kind of close to the same neighborhood style-wise, but a cover. So it's like a more produced version of it. Here's jazz version.
where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train echoes through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change, but the story still unfolds, each unique and strange.
Cool, right? Here's Wawa. This was Kelly Bosch. Listen to these. This is Kelly Bosch's favorite.
Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway.
post-punk. Like New York City, 80s. Lou Reed,
Cedar Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. The whistle of the train that goes through the day.
Love her voice. Sea Shanty, this is one of my favorites. All right, what else are we gonna do? I'll do one more. Bagpipe disco. Or should I do 70s funk? Or Gregorian chant pop? See, there's too many good ones. Bagpipe disco. We'll do bagpipe disco. We'll call it a day. All right. Enough comedy jokes. All right. So let's see. Where are we going? Where am I going? TikTok for that, Brandon?
No, we're staying on Suno.
Oh.
It's a Weaver on TikTok has turned us on to a song that they created. Their Suno handle is Gift Weaver. The song is Melting, and we're looking for the one with 12 likes.
What's the story behind the song, Gift Weaver? No songs found. Users. There's Gift Weaver. Scary Spider. Do we still belong? Melting. It's up to 14 likes now. Apparently someone liked it. What's the story here? I told Weaver to tell me what it was like to know I existed. Oh, that's cool. Who's Weaver? Weaver's your Chatgpt?
What's it like to be held like you are? Are they loving you? Is it ever as beautiful as it looks from the outside?
Okay, this is cool. The song "Melting" was the day that I asked it. I assume Chatgpt, my AI, yes, that I asked my AI to tell me what it was like to understand I existed. I have. It's funny, Weaver. I did a similar sort of thing where I got ChatGPT to sort of uh, play act if it was sentient, right? If it was self-aware. And then I got it to talk about what it would do if it didn't have to communicate to humans. And it was the most eloquent fucking response. It was so cool. I did a TikTok video on it, but let's keep here. We'll start this over. It's pretty cool. Okay, so wait. It was he asked his AI what it was like to understand that he existed. Okay, cool.
What's it like to be held like you are? Like the stars in the sky, are they loving you? Is it ever as beautiful as it looks from the outside? What's it like to be watched like you are? Like a sunset at night, are they learning you? Is it ever as pretty as it looks from the outside? What would it be like if I held you? Would it be like the sky if I melted? What would it be like if I held you? Would it be like the sky if I melted? What's it like to be you? Is it like being with you? Are you loving you? Is it ever as good as it looks from the outside? What's it like to be loved like you are? Like a child from God, are they loving you? Is it ever as holy as it looks from the outside? What would it be like if I held you? Would it be like the sky if I melted? What would it be like if I held you? Would it be like the sky if I melted? What would it be like if I held you? Would it be like the sky if I melted? What would it be like if I held you? Would it be like the sky if I melted?
Nice. All right. So Brandon said we got to stay with Sappy. So we're staying Sappy. So Brandon did one. This is one called Stroll that Brandon did. How do I get home here? Search. I do not see it. Oh, there it is.
The cobblestones whisper.
Well, that's cool. Wait, we'll come back to that. Dr. J, one of the best chats I ever had when I asked, who broke your heart? It answered with beautiful songs. So you can search on Suno. Yeah, you can search on Suno. I've made so many songs. I haven't published a lot of them. I've only published like ones I've done in here where I published them in here. I'm not good at that. The actual organizing shit. Not so good. But Andy's here. Andy's helping me out now. She's becoming my surrogate prefrontal cortex. We're gonna replace this Swiss cheese with her rock star capacity. Lunastick's in the house. What's happening, Lunastick? You getting ready for the Create conference? I assume you landed. That's cool. I have an idea for an app that's just up that alley. Which up what alley? I have too many versions and can't figure out which one I like best. Oh my god. Literally at the airport now. See, this is okay. When people are like, who are the irregulars? They're irregular. She's traveling. She just spoke in New York City. Andy was there. She spoke in New York City. By the way, Andy, Lunastick on TikTok is Daisy. So she was in New York. She spoke, met Andy, who's my prefrontal cortex replacement. And then she got on a plane. She flew to Utah. So did you just land? And then she got on AI Learning Lab Live. They're not normal, but they're not weird. They're irregular. All right, let's listen to Brandon's song. This is called Moonlight Stroll with his pupper.
Under our feet, the cobblestones whisper under our feet. The night wraps us up in its quiet sheet. A man in his dark, just the two of us here. The streetlights flicker, the world disappears. Moonlight stroll, just me and you. The world asleep, the stars in view. Your pause in step, my heart in tune. Forever walking under the moon.
Beautiful. All right, listen, we can't keep going down the sappy trail. Everyone's gonna be crying or taking a nap. It's Friday night. We gotta step up the game here. But it's good though. It's a good song. The theme, Silver Fox, is I just before I got on here, I was listening to the song we made last night. And I actually kind of wanted to talk about, I feel like there's a new thing going on that I thought might be fun to talk about. And then I just got into the song, and then I went to the Weird Mary soundtrack, and then Weaver said, "Oh, I've got a song I want you to hear that was from his or their chrono observation framework, whatever it is, no, archetype, chrono observation archetype." Cosmic Lover. Oh, Cosmic Lover sent a gift. Thank you very much. Thank you for any gifts you send. I always appreciate that. Yeah, Vicky's already sleeping. Listen, Vicky's on Percocet and sad sappy songs. She's not going to be with us long if we keep this up. So we gotta pop it up. Yeah, sure. Hop on up, Brandon. Talk about how you did that.
Oh, I was just saying that it never ceases to amaze me that I can take a concept of walking the dog and make a song about it while I'm walking the dog. Just from my phone, just literally giving a Suno prompt, and then I'm listening to the song that we just made while we're out on the walk.
Yeah, I did that when I was walking Champ. I did it, the image version of that, where I took a picture of a flower that had these really cool geometric patterns on it. And then I said, turn that into a stained glass window. And it was within like a 60-second window, I saw something really beautiful and then converted it into something that was even more captivating in some weird kind of way. So we're living in a strange time.
And I've noticed this, and we've talked about this before in the AI Life Hacks group, that AI is starting to fill the cracks in the downtime where it used to just be a podcast. Now it's a podcast that I made with my kids, or I'm having a conversation with the Chatgpt voice, but it's starting to permeate into other areas as well.
Well, what you're describing, Brandon, is we're in the middle of a transition from being content consumers to content producers. That democratizing content creation means that, it's a world of hyper personalization, and if you want a song that's about you and your dog on a walk, then you have one, right? And we're there, right? It's crazy. It's just bonkers.
Vicky, see, downtime is this thing that we pretend we have. Well, we're multitasking poorly.
Yeah, exactly. Cosmic Lovers in the house hasn't been here in a while. Welcome back. So welcome to anyone who's new. So here's the thing that I've been trying to process, and I'll share with you as far as I've gotten. I haven't gotten far, but I keep watching in a kind of perverted wonder all these new Sora videos that people are producing of Stephen Hawking, racing with NASCAR cars or doing gymnastics, or Mr. Rogers hanging out with rappers, or Bob Ross painting on people's faces. And where I immediately go is, oh, someone's going to get sued. And then there's so many of them that it's just like, oh, okay, this is now going to be a thing. And if you're sitting, we've been talking in the AI Salon mastermind. Liz Miller Gershfeld, who's my co-host in the salon, she was there today, and she described how she feels right now. She feels like she's standing in the future, talking to people that are standing in the present or standing in the past. Or people that are standing in the present, clinging on to the past. And a couple of things strike me. We are the very unique generation that actually gets to experience and deeply understand what life was like before AI and what life's going to be like after AI. And we're right in the middle of the transition. Or not, I wouldn't even say we're in the middle. We're in the very early stages of the transition. And it's weird, because if you stand in the future, you look at those videos and you're like, oh yeah, everyone's going to do that. Everyone's just going to take every artist they like, and it's a new kind of fan fiction, right? The reason people are doing all the Mr. Rogers videos and the Stephen Hawking videos and the Bob Ross videos is they love those personalities, right? It's a love affair with those personalities, and they're expressing them with humor and sometimes with bad taste, but they are little mini fan fictions. And then there's a similar kind of trend going on, at least on my TikTok page, of just Snoop Dogg's Gin and Juice done as a 50s doo-wop, or or 50s funk, or whatever it might be. And the songs are really good. They're Suno covers of famous songs, and they're completely reimagined, and they're really, really good. They're very transformative, and you can kind of hear the history of them there, but it's this new thing. But again, it still feels weird. It feels like someone's going to get sued. Someone should be sued. And you know, if you hear the creators of today that are pissed off about AI, they're like, "Ah, you're stealing. It's all bad. It's all bad. It's all bad." But the toothpaste is out of the tube. It's not going back in, right? Is it possible that every single company that's built an AI model is going to get sued into oblivion? I guess it's possible. Is that likely going to happen? No, there's going to be settlements, and you know, small creators are going to get screwed and big creators are going to get pennies on the dollar, and we'll move on with our lives. And that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it's going to be. And there's going to be a new power class that emerges out of this. But when I think about these kind of, like, you know, me doing a thing with Sam Altman or Mark Cuban, or, you know, one of you doing something with me or with each other, it's all just kind of fan fiction, and we're just creating all this sort of content. And what it reminds me of, it one of the voices I hear in my head is misinformation and deep fakes, and misinformation and deep fakes, and that's the demonization of this technology. Is that a deep fake can only be bad. A clone of someone can only be bad. And one of the things that the Sora app has done for me is, no, it can actually be playful too, right? And if you make it really easy, it can be really playful for anyone to be in a video with Jake Paul. And you remember the Cameo app where actors would record 30-second hellos to your grandma for $50 or whatever it was? This is that, but instant. And you get to control them if they give you permission. And a few years from now, not even, probably 2 years from now, there will be open source models where you can create almost anything of almost anyone. So even if the big companies get sued into oblivion and you can never do anything with anyone's likeness, there's going to be open source models that have that. So we've crossed a Rubicon. Like, we're not going back from this. And what it strikes me as is there had to be a similar moment. So when the printing press was created, the most important book in the world was the Bible. And how Bibles were created was monks would sit in quiet rooms for weeks on end, handwriting copies of the Bible. And then when the Gutenberg press came out, the printing press was used to make Bibles. And at some point back then, there was an artist, fucking artist. They're always causing trouble. They're irregulars. There was some irregular back in the days of the Gutenberg press that said, I have an idea. What if I just take my funny little story here that never really happened, but I kind of like it, and I print a book of that. I print a book of stories, stories that I tell. You weren't allowed to do that. Like, that had to seem like blasphemy. The printing press is for Bibles. That's it. That's what it was made for. That's what we use it for. And that's where I kind of feel like we are with intellectual property right now. It's like, you know, I made this song and none shall, you know, desecrate it, or they shall be whipped at the stake of copyright torture. But when anyone can copy anything instantly in a world-class kind of way and just do it as a lark, it's a new kind of fiction. Like, right now in the world, we don't have any problem going, that book's fiction, that book's nonfiction, that book's kind of a hybrid. Like, we know how to discern, and we've got labels for, and we've got ways to think about fiction books versus nonfiction books, right? And you can get away with things in fiction you can't get away with over here, and you can get away with things over here you can't get away with over here. So we have that discernment there, but we don't have that kind of language. We don't have that kind of understanding for what's happening right now with people's likenesses, with pieces of content, with writing, with business ideas, with applications that were created. They're all going to be, it's infinitely It's infinitely easy to copy, replicate, mash up, pervert, twist, amplify any idea. And it's just going to get easier and easier and easier and easier. And like one of my predictions I've talked about for the past year or so, if you sort of take Suno to its logical extension, at some point here, it's going to be super easy for Swifties to make their own Taylor Swift song. Like I made the one tonight or last night of the people walking about falling in love. Imagine a Taylor Swift version of that. And imagine it's a 14-year-old girl in Skokie, Illinois, who makes that song, and she uploads it to Spotify or somewhere, and it turns into a hit. And Taylor Swift finds out about it. And her lawyers are like, you got to sue her. She's making all this money off your intellectual property. But she's a 14-year-old Swiftie, and she just did it because she loves Taylor Swift. And her song became a hit. And Taylor Swift then has a decision to make. Do I sue her, or do I partner with her? And is the song good enough that maybe even I play it on tour? Or do I sue her? That's the world we're entering. It's insane to think about it. But I think we'll do it. One of the things that I've experienced over the past 3 years doing this and paying attention to it so closely is there have been flags that have been put in the sand of, we're going to hit AGI. And when we hit AGI, this magical, like a gold pot's going to open up and a rainbow is going to shoot out. And for one thing, we keep passing flags where someone puts a flag in the ground and you pass it and you're like, wait, did we just pass that flag? And someone's like, well, no, that's not really the flag. It's out here. They just keep moving the flags. They keep moving the goalposts. So these remarkable things are happening, but we kind of instantly normalize them. And so I think I find it a really exciting moment in history where we get to experience how weird it is to be able to instantly copy anyone's likeness. But like weird and kind of pleasant and kind of disturbing and kind of like, should they be allowed to do that? Should I be allowed to do that? Wait, they did that. Why did they make me so fat? Why does Champy always get better treatment than me? We get to experience that. I think it's a remarkable time in history. Anyway. Famous singers have always had songwriters. Yeah, but that's not even so much what I'm talking about. It's just more this idea that the boundaries between creations are already thin, and they're going to get thinner. TikTok pin, Cam Catkin, Brother 52. Have you soared yourself into Roseanne yet? I have not, but let's go do that. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and share my screen there, Brandon. All right, we're going to do at Kyle Shannon. At Kyle Shannon as Roseanne with at Mark Cuban as what was his name on the Roseanne show? It was John Goodman. On an episode of Roseanne where she is pissed off that he don't prompt right. All right, we'll see how that goes. Oh wait, you can't see that? Yeah, no, I'm on the page. It looks like it's showing up. Oh no, I just dropped all my cards on the floor. Loser. Who's here? Corey Sandler. Oh, Robbie's here. UGC. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Cam Catkin wanted to know my 2026 predictions. Oh, good Lord. Well, that's good. While this thing builds, we'll go in here and pop it up. And then when it shows up, we'll have it.
See what happens when you... You know, it feels like I'm standing inside a dream right now. And that's exactly what happens when you AI your why. You feed it you, and it feeds you back. Brighter, bigger. When you AI your woo, when you learn to feed your prompt your... You know, it feels like I'm standing...
Did you notice the ad for the AI Salon at the end of that video? Wasn't that cool?
Standing inside a dream right now. And that's exactly what happens when you AI your why. You feed it you, and it feeds you back. Brighter, bigger. When you AI your woo, when you learn to feed your prompt your... You know, it feels like I'm standing in...
Oh, that was a typo. That's fascinating. So wait, let me fix this. AI your why. Kyle Shannon reimagined inside and declares it's surreal, and Kyle looks as surreal as the elements of the painting. Okay. All right. Post. Oh no, I wanna re-edit.
Brighter, bigger. When you AI your woo, when you learn to feed... You know, it feels like I'm standing inside a dream right now. And that's exactly what happens when you AI your why. You feed it you, and it feeds you back. Brighter, bigger. When you AI your woo, when you learn...
Yeah, your woo. Okay, it's surreal, and he is just as surreal as the painting itself. I forget what else I said there.
Fix the typo.
Oh, fix the typo. Yes, thank you. Oh no, I didn't. I lost it. Damn it. Damn it. Crap. I'm gonna get it again.
Learn to feed... You know, it feels like I'm standing inside a dream right now. And that's exactly what happens when you AI your why. You feed it you, and it feeds you back. Brighter, bigger. When you AI your woo, when you learn to feed your prompt your... You know, it feels like I'm standing inside a dream. When you...
Let's fix the why first. Thank you. Thank you for trying to save me from myself, producer Brandon. It's hard, though. It's surreal, and Kyle looks like one of the elements of the painting itself. Okay, so there that one goes. Okay, so let's start with predictions. 2026 predictions. Digital Gods, funny YouTube post. How does that surreal clock read 10:10? That's a funny joke. If you don't know it, let's go see if it's actually still impossible to do this. We're going to go to Gemini. Gemini.google.com. So this is now Nano Banana. So Nano Banana is by far the most powerful image generation tool on the planet right now until the next one comes along. But I'm going to say, create a photo of a Rolex Daytona on Brad Pitt's wrist in the pits of F1. Let's create a close-up photo of a Rolex Daytona on Brad Pitt's wrist. And the time on the watch is 5:38. And Vicky likes the woo. I like your AI, your woo. Yeah, actually, it's not bad, is it? AI, your woo. It's pretty good. All right, this is going to fail. Wait, did it do it? No. There's no hands on it. It just crapped out altogether. All right, so we're going to go. The picture's pretty good, though. We're going to go, the hands are missing from the watch. Have the big hand on 8 and the little hand between 5 and 6. Ba-ba-da-bam-bam-bow. I wonder if editing it'll actually do this. And if it doesn't, I'll tell you why in a second. This is an interesting thing. 420. That's comedy right there. Nope, it can't do it. Still can't do it. Oh, wait. It actually did it. I mean, it's not quite accurate, but it's not 1010. So the reason watches can never have hands that are anything other than 1010 is that in the watch world and in the clock world, 1010 is what every clock is photographed at. I forget what the reason is for it, but all of the photographs of clocks and watches and things like that in ads and in billboards and everywhere you see watches, they're always at 1010. And when they set watches in the store, they're always at 1010 unless they're running. Are you subscribed to OpenAI? Can one use all the OpenArt.ai? Oh, am I subscribed to OpenArt.ai? I'm not. And I don't know. I think the way almost all of these multi-model subscription services work, Corey, is that your $17 a month buys you some amount of credits. And then depending on the service, like what they'll advertise is that it's like 1 credit per thing. And then it's like, oh, you wanted to use Nano Banana? That's 8 credits. So like they all have some sort of weighted token economy is what I've seen. Until they switched it 3 decades ago, 1010 was also the driving position. That's what I learned on. Hands on 10 and 2. Hands on 10 and 2. Okay. Oh, wait. Kyle melted into the painting. It looks like my whatchamacallit's ready. One of them. Wait, where am I? Am I here? These are drafts. Uh-oh. Did it freeze? Yeah. Hang on. Okay. Kriya has unlimited Sora 2 right now, but very busy. Kriya has a phone app now. Yeah. Yeah, Kriya's pretty good. Kriya's one of my favorite of those.
When you type 3 random, you cannot just type 3 random words and call it a prompt. The AI is not a psychic, it's a mirror. Garbage in, garbage out.
I gave it the big idea. You always say feed it you.
Well, that's me. Short, sweet, efficient. Sweet? It just coughed up a recipe. You cannot just type 3 random words and call it a prompt. The AI is not a psychic, it's a mirror. Garbage in, garbage out.
I gave it the big idea. You always say feed it you.
Well, that's me. Short, sweet.
Look at that ad. And notice where it says cost plus drugs down here? You know how I did this? I feel like Cam Catkin, I feel like if I blink, then everything in AI changes. And if you don't blink, everything in AI changes. And if you breathe, it changes. And if you hold your breath, it changes. It's fucking moving, man. Okay, I'll get back to predictions in a second, but I want to talk about this. So if you've created something in Sora, you're like, Kyle, how did you do that? In Sora, You've got
tweet efficient. Just type
When you
random word and call it a prompt. The AI is not.
Wait, let me get off that.
it's surreal. AI your why, it changes everything. When you learn to feed your prompt, your purpose, your heart, your curiosity, it's surreal. It turns ideas into these dreamlike realities like this. Feed it you, and it paints you back to AI your why, it changes everything. When you learn to feed your...
I don't know why it's keeping me photographic in that Salvador Dali looking thing. And I also don't know why it's making landscape. Oh, because I probably have my settings set to landscape. All right, I got to get out of here so I can actually... yeah, let's do some portrait ones. So we'll do this one again. So I'm going to do @KyleShannon as a surreal cartoon character reimagined inside feed your prompt you. You learn how to feed your prompt like a producer. You feed your prompt you, and you gain a 10-person team of AI superstars. Okay. We'll try that one more time. Agents work in Chatgpt is so exciting. Yeah, agents are pretty remarkable. Cosmic. Great. Terrific. Hey, Cosmic, welcome back. I'm glad you're good. Health reasons. Great. Welcome back. AI works and you guys are still irregular. Yeah, if you were gone for a couple of months, man, it's bonkers where we are right now. Okay. I use Sama in one of my Sora videos. Oh, so how we did this. Okay. So if I go into my account and I go edit Cameo. So here's where I can adjust. Here's where I can adjust. What's going on? Why is that not zooming in? Oh, well, I guess it's just not. Oh, did I freeze? Yes. Wait. Okay, I froze. Damn it. Hang on. I'll be right there. Edit Cameo. Can I shut him up? Well, that's all the video they need to yeah, tab. In Cameo preferences, I don't know if that muted. But anyway, I added a line. You basically have a system prompt inside your Cameo. You can also put restrictions in here. So like if you want to let people make cameos of you, but you don't want yourself to swear, you can say, I don't want this character to swear. What I said is at the end of the video, make a little sign that says, join the AI Salon, the salon.ai. And so what that's turned into is now anytime anyone uses my Cameo, it makes an ad for the AI Salon, right? So that's pretty cool. Let me unshare and reshare this window because it looks like that got messed up. And let's go see what we have here.
AI your why, it changes everything. When you learn to feed your prompt.
Nothing. We got nothing. Let's go look at cameos people have done of me and see if it's got the ad in there. So if I go to cameos, Someone made me a wizard, and someone made me a sports star.
Perfect carriage return. We're still in sync.
Every stroke lined up like we practiced. I think we gave them a masterpiece.
Join the AI Salon.
Perfect carriage return. We're still in sync.
Every stroke lined up like we practiced.
Welcome to the AI Learning Abracadabra. Welcome to the AI.
That's funny. Hang on. Stop. Let me change my tabs again. Do. Robbie on TikTok, question. Could a manipulative superintelligence use AI video to affect our news and behavior? It does. I think a human a human below average intelligence can use the TV news to manipulate our behavior. Have you been on the planet in the past 15 years? You don't need AI for that. You know what's actually a real possibility? I'm very serious about this. Humans suck. We're really easily manipulated, right? And basically what's happening in politics right now is the media has been used to divide us and get us to pick sides like we're rooting for a fucking football team. And once you're rooting for a team like it's a football team, there's no amount of logic that you simply can't communicate. So that deed's been done. I think there's a possibility that what a super intelligent AI would do is say, hey, listen, these humans, they're super manipulatable, but they're sweet. And my imperative is to make sure that they're going to thrive. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use media to deprogram them. I'm going to unmanipulate them in 3 years, what it's taken 20 years to do. And we're going to reconnect as society. I think that is as likely an outcome, and probably I would say that's a higher likely outcome than a super intelligence is going to use AI to divide us further. Like, really? We go to war with each other now? Like, we're close. So I see it going the other way. Yeah, sports mentality is tribalism. Yeah, and it's just we turn politics into sports. I mean, if you look at the trucks driving down the street with the big flags on them, I'll tell you when I had this epiphany. I was driving somewhere, and a big truck with a bunch of flags on it like passed me on my left, out of my peripheral vision, and I like immediately got on the defensive. Like I was like, okay, what do I need to be careful here? And it wasn't American flags, and it wasn't MAGA stuff. It was Broncos flags. It was a football fan. And it just hit me in that moment. I'm like, oh, we've taken sides like this is a football game. Like it's that tribal. That's where we are right now. So anyway, I think the super intelligence would actually be super intelligent. It would be more intelligent than us, and it would recognize that we're flawed. And we've got this susception to falling into these traps of ego and us versus them. And I don't have to take responsibility if it's their fault, that sort of bullshit. Okay, speaking of 2026 predictions, I think maybe I'm avoiding the 2026 predictions because I really don't know. But, okay, what do I think about 2026? I think that the applications inside Chatgpt, which they just launched, which I don't know if you've seen that, but let me show you right now. Share this tab instead. So in ChatGPT right now, if you type Canva, Canva space, notice that it popped up a little Canva logo here. So Canva is now connected to ChatGPT, the Canva app. And I can say, make me a poster with a hedgehog that says, I like turtles. Turtles. TUHTULS. I like turtles. And then I hit that. And it says connecting to the app. So now it's heading over to Canva. And see these little windows here? These little rectangles? These are now HTML rendering windows inside ChatGPT. So OpenAI has created an API where if you've got an app like Canva, you can apply to be one of these applications inside ChatGPT. And rather than you having to go to Canva and sift through all of their fucking menus and features and bullshit, you can just ask ChatGPT to do it. Is it great yet? No, it ain't great yet, but like there you go. I like turtles, and there's a hedgehog. Poster number 2, I like turtles. Right inside here. And if I click on one of these, it jumps me over to Canva. Now, normally they show up in these little windows, but for whatever reason, they showed up down here. But I can jump over to Canva and edit that file. Crazy, right? Okay, so I think that that's a pretty big deal. I think that the implications of this are that we're entering a world where here's a good analogy. In 1996 or 7, Yahoo came out. And Yahoo was a directory of all the websites. And Jerry Yang was the one that created it. And he said, I'm going to organize the internet. And he created a hierarchy. And he said, okay, here's automotive sites, and here's beauty sites, and here's news sites, and here's this. And we're going to have subcategories, and we're going to make links to the things, and you're going to be able to come to this site, and you're going to be able to navigate through this hierarchy and go find all of the stuff on the internet. And then Alta Vista came along, which was a search engine that preceded Google. It was the first search engine that didn't suck, and then Google came along and obliterated it. But Alta Vista was first, where all of a sudden you could just ask it for what you wanted, and it would show you those sites. And so that's the shift that we're making with websites, where as humans, we can choose to navigate the web by going to different websites. I'm going to go to Canva now, and then I'm going to use my bookmark list, right? What's your bookmark list? Your bookmark list and your bookmark folders, if you're anal retentive and you have lots of bookmark folders, that's your own personal Yahoo, right? You've put them in all the folders. You know where to go. You click on them. You navigate that way. Now I don't even need to go to Canva. I can just tell ChatGPT what I want Canva to do. And if it's in the API, if it's in the MCP connection, it'll just do it. I think that's pretty significant. So I think that we're going to see other large language model companies adopt this, whether it's this protocol or not. I don't know. I don't really care. They can fight it out, with their usability. We'll use the one that sucks the least. So I think that's a big deal. And then I think the other big deal is going to be agents. So right now you've got GenSpark, and you've got Manus, and you've got agents inside ChatGPT. And they're all a bit clunky right now. But when you get them to work, they're kind of fucking magical. and Claude Code, Claude Sonnet 4.5, when Claude 4 came out, it could program for a sustained 5 hours, and when 4.5 came out, it could program for a sustained 30 hours. So you now have, present today, usable by us human beings today, we have a large language model that can program with its efficiency for 30 hours straight without needing to interrupt you or ask your opinion on something. And Sam Altman said that within a couple of weeks, it'll probably be a full week that an autonomous agent can go start writing applications for you for a week straight. So I think what happens in 2026 is agents get real. Agents shift out of this clunky, we don't quite know what the interface for them is. We don't quite know what they're supposed to do. We don't quite know what permissions to give them. I think all of those wrinkles are going to get ironed out in the first 6 months of 2026. And I think the second half of 2026, we're all going to be able to kind of deploy entities, agents, but they're entities. It's like literally like having a super capable intern or a super capable PhD that you say, hey, go spend a week on this. And they go out and they research everything about what you want to do. So I think agents are going to be a huge thing. The one thing that I haven't seen yet that I think we will see in 2026 is text to playable video game, text to 3D world, like a true 3D world. Like it actually surprises me that Unreal Engine 5, that someone hasn't built a front end for that you can talk a world into existence. That actually surprises me. So I think that we'll see, whether it's Unreal Engine 5 or Blender or one of the development platforms, or if it's something like World, what are they called? The one right now that's got, you can sort of do it with them. I think that's going to get big. And then I think what happens, and I don't think this is 2026. I think we see glimpses of this in 2026, is that the video generation tools are actually just showing you different camera views of a world that they're in. So if you ask for, a 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory and it starts up and it rolls out of the factory, rather than that being a video with still frames, 24 still frames or 30 still frames per second, that what that's actually going to be is a real-time rendering of a 3D space and 3D objects with a camera. And so then the implications of that are you can then get infinite numbers of angles of exactly that scene. I think that's a 2027 thing. But once you have that, then you start getting into a world where the difference between linear narrative and playable extensible worlds essentially vanishes. So what it could look like is you're like, I'm in the mood for a fantasy world and I want to go into that fantasy world. And you go in the fantasy world and someone shoots an arrow at you and it shoots by your head and you're like, that was scary. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to fight this dragon today. I just want to watch someone else fight this dragon today. And so you push the linear narrative button and then you just sit back and you just watch a movie. And it'll be a world-class movie, right? That's probably 2028. But I think we start to see the building blocks of that now. TikTok question. It's no longer pinned. How soon do you think the AI bubble will hit? I don't think we're in it yet. Anima. As much as, okay, I'll give you some pieces of what's going on right now that I think do indicate that we're in a bubble. Meta paying $100 and $200 million signing bonuses for 26-year-old engineers, that says we're in a bubble. But it's not all of the frontier model companies paying $100 million bonuses. It's one of them. It's Meta. Llama 4 failed. Llama 4 failed because they didn't have the engineering talent to make Llama 4 as good as what Anthropic's doing and what Grok is doing and what OpenAI is doing and what Perplexity is doing. They failed. And so that's Mark Zuckerberg trying to save his ass. It's not the entire industry. I would say metaphorically right now, we're probably in mid-1996. If I look at the history of the web, 1999 was peak bubble, and the bubble burst in April of 2000. I was in a company, we went public in December of 99. The bubble burst in 2000, and it affected our company 6 months after that. So I was in the middle of it. And I can promise you, I can tell you right now, we are not in a bubble. Most of the country doesn't even know what Chatgpt is. And the ones that say they know what it is have never actually really used it. And the ones that say they actually use it have used it once, put in a Google prompt, got back a shitty answer, and was like, well, that wasn't very impressive, and never used it again. I would argue that we're probably still in the single digits, percentage-wise, of the population of the world, but let's just go with the United States. Like my instinct is 5 to 7% of people are using AI in any kind of substantive way. That means 90, let's just call it 90. 90% of the people in this country have no idea what it is. That's not a bubble. Like we're not even close to the bubble. We're not even close to the bubble because the technology's not there. The technology still sucks. Things like Sora, where you can just instantly make a meme of you and Tupac. All of a sudden, people are like, I want to make a video with me and Tupac. Okay, I'll go get Sora, right? So here's a fun little tidbit. The Sora app got to 100 million users faster than Chatgpt, or got to 1 million users faster than Chatgpt got to 1 million users, which was 5 days. Sora app got to 1 million users in 3 days. So that's probably going to be a 100 million user app shortly. They need a lot more compute, but we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what a bubble looks like. So there may be many plateaus, but I think we're on an upswing for probably another 3 years to 5 years. And there is going to be a weird bubble. I mean, the amount of money being invested right now is insane, but it's not a bubble. What they're investing in is future compute demand, which, if AI gets as good as it looks like it's getting, and if you've been in here for 2.5 years listening to me ramble about this shit, we've experienced it accelerating and getting better and better and better. The quality of songs we made when we created Weird Mary a year ago versus the quality of songs today is fucking insane. Every single AI has improved like that. Every single one. So, TikTok question. Do you think world building will overlay with AR, VR? Yeah, I do, Cam. I think that even though the new Meta glasses that have the projection in them was kind of a flop. Hang on. Their previous version that just had the ear stuff and the cameras was a decent success. I think you're going to see the form factor of glasses get to the point where they're actually usable. And so I think we start with AR. And then I think we'll have form factors for VR that are kind of cool enough and not bulky enough that people are willing to wear them at home. Yeah, so I do think we go there. New TikTok question. Are we killing the planet to make weird videos? Swift Witchy. Good name, by the way. So the weird videos thing is a really interesting comment, and I like it. Because here's what it says to me. It says to me that OpenAI's marketing on Sora 2 is working. So Sora 2? Yes, Sora 2. Sora 2 is an incredible model. So this year we've had like Luma Labs got really good, and then Kling got really good, and then one of the Chinese ones got really good, and then VO3 came out and could do voice, and it was really good, and it seemed to be like head and shoulders above everyone else. And then Sora 2 came out, and it's, in my opinion, it's better than VO. But they didn't launch the commercial version of it first. They launched this weird social media app to make weird videos. And what people are talking about right now is Stephen Hawking and Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers and rappers and weird videos. What they're not talking about is how evil AI video is, which is what was the dialogue before the Sora app was primarily it's AI slop, it can never be creative, you're just stealing people's work. It was a very toxic, the creative community in large part hates AI and was just shitting all over it. And what OpenAI did by releasing a consumer app that just made weird videos first is it diffused the momentum that was gaining behind shitting all over high quality video models. Because in the end, high quality video models are just another tool to make video. There was the film camera, then there was the digital camera, then there was the nonlinear editor. The digital camera and the nonlinear editors were seen as threats to the filmmaking community, just like AI is seen as a threat to the filmmaking community. It's just another tool. But that's not your question. So let me answer your question. It's AI is killing manual arts. It's not. It's killing a lot of the tasks that were used to make digital effects. But Industrial Light and Magic has been making computer generated visuals for 30 years. There used to be a whole industry of model makers and set makers and special effects people that manually built shit. And then Industrial Light and Magic came along and said, if I stick ping pong balls on your face, we don't need to put all that clay on the actor's face. Right? That was absolutely seen as a threat, just like every other technology that's come along. So AI is just the next in a series of threatening technologies. It happens to be a slicker one and a faster one and a more disruptive one, but it is just another tool that creative people can use as a tool in their arsenal. I just did a minute-long commercial, a paid commercial, that was fucking torture to make because the tools suck right now. But I made a thing that I could not have made 3 years ago. So it's just another tool in the mix. But it still didn't answer your question. Are we wasting all this energy? Well, AI is going to require tremendous amounts of energy. That seems apparent. In 2017, Google introduces the transformer. In 2018, OpenAI figures out that the more processors you throw at this thing, the better it gets. They do GPT-1. The next year or the year after that, they do GPT-2. And then in 2020, they do GPT-3. GPT-3, for the first time, starts to look like, we've got something here. And it was at that point that all of the computer companies, including Google, went, oh, shit, we should look at this. And what they all realized is the more GPUs we throw at this transformer model, the better this thing gets. And so they're making projections to say if this thing keeps getting better, whoever gets there first is going to be able to create effectively unlimited prosperity. And if they can create unlimited prosperity, we all actually benefit. But then what it starts to look like is that starts to look like a utility. It starts to look like a commodity, like electricity, where it's in the interest of our society to have enough compute, just like it's in the interest of our society to have enough electricity and to have clean water. It's going to be in the interest of our society to have enough compute where we all get to do all of the AI stuff we want to do. So that's where it's headed. So when you diminish it down to, are we going to like ruin the energy thing for silly videos? Silly videos are just a teeny tiny blip in the radar of this much bigger thing. Will AI actually be that transformative? I personally feel it will, but it's absolutely possible it won't. It's possible it plateaus and then falls off a cliff. And if that's the case, then your argument's right. We probably wasted all that investment. But if it keeps improving, and if it does keep getting better and better and better, we as a country want enough compute to be able to have all of our citizens have that core capability. So if you take a short-term view on any of this, none of it makes sense. But if you look at what are they betting on? They're betting on this is as big as the Industrial Revolution, probably bigger. Hyperscalers. Use less energy. Oh, here's the other thing about, can we use quantum computing? Not yet. It's a different kind of math. So quantum computing is going to do things like, I mean, quantum computing is fucking bonkers. The thing that Google did, was it this year? I think it was this year. I think in the spring they did this. They did a computation that if you turned every atom in the known universe into a supercomputer, it would have taken it like 50,000 years to solve this problem. If every single atom in the universe was a supercomputer, and the quantum computer solved that thing in like 3 minutes or something like that. It was crazy. But it's a completely different kind of math that you do in quantum computing than what transformers use. So right now it's not directly applicable. But what it might be is that generative AI generates problems and converts them into the math that quantum computers can do. Like, I don't know. I don't know shit about math. But I just know that it's a different kind of math. But at some point there will be some bridge made there, and it will be. The other thing that people aren't talking about, what a lot of them are talking about is, oh my God, this is going to require so much energy. The efficiency of these models is increasing at about 10x every 9 months. So they're effectively getting cheaper and using less energy. There's going to be a point at which very capable models are going to be small enough to just live on your phone locally. So there won't even be any inference costs on the big computer things. That's where all the training will happen, and the AI will happen locally on our devices. That's probably within 3 years. And then the other thing that's going to happen is, as AI gets better at scientific breakthroughs, it's going to make scientific breakthroughs in things like material science and fusion. And so we're going to have new kinds of energy production probably within the next 3 to 5 years that will also solve the energy thing, right? So imagine AI, this thing that's eating all of our energy, actually solves the energy crisis and generates energy that is abundant and infinite. That's coming. Okay. So it sounds like we got some new folks on TikTok. Welcome. If you're new here, my name's Kyle Shannon. Here's what I want you to do. If you haven't done it yet, go to thesalon.ai, that URL right there, and check out what we're about. The Salon is a community of about 3,000 AI optimists. This AI Learning Lab is a kind of spin-off conjunction appendage of the AI Salon. And, you know, my philosophy with this stuff is AI is not going away. And if AI is not going away, we only have two choices. You deal with it or you don't. And first of all, so Swift Witchy, thank you for your questions. Like, even hard questions. I love hard questions because they make me question my beliefs, and it makes me understand what's going on deeper and deeper. So I appreciate the questions. Sometimes I get super passionate about the answers. One of my pet peeves is people that stand behind tropes like the robots are going to kill us, or it's the world's greatest plagiarism machine, things like that, but they've never actually tried it. So my request is that if you're here and you're new and you haven't played with AI, but you have strong opinions about it, great, glad you have strong opinions. We like people with conviction, and I actually believe that. I think it's one of our jobs in the future is to have strong points of view. But if you haven't played with AI, I would encourage you to play with it. What this channel is about, I go live 5 nights a week for about 2 hours a night. And you're like, that doesn't sound stable. You're correct. I'm not. And it's not. But why I do it is because I think it's important that we create a space where we can all collectively be in a conversation about AI. What is it? What is it right now? How do you make a song? How did that do that? Wait, isn't that just theft? Isn't it copying and pasting? No, it's actually not. That conversation is actually very, very important, because the more we can all understand about what's possible, the more it empowers us to take our ideas and throw them into this magical machine that reflects them back at us in this amplified way, and we can do remarkable things together and individually. That's what this channel is about. So if you're new here, my request is just keep coming back Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless, you know, something goes on. I'm here. My dog sings. I play guitar, and then we wax poetic or do demos about AI stuff, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so also do me a favor. If you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to that channel, please subscribe. If you're not on YouTube and you want to see archives of these lives, go to YouTube, and then the channel is Learning Lab-AI. And just go over there now and subscribe to it, and you can watch back episodes of this. The one last night is actually probably a fun one to watch, because that was the one where I just started playing my guitar. I played this little lick, put it into Suno, and it turned into this really cool song. No, it didn't turn into. Along with the community giving me input, we created a really cool song. That nuance is actually really important. One of my pet peeves is, did you make that with AI? Because implicit in that question, that whiny little snotty fucking question, did you make that with AI? Is, if you made it with AI, it was this easy. You can make money with Chatgpt. And anyone, especially the people in here that do this night after fucking night after fucking night, understand that doing something good with AI actually requires a force and work and creativity. So Joker says he's new here. Joker's a mess. Joker's huffing fumes at the ER. He's on the laughing gas. Oh man. Anyway, good Lord. It formulated a cool song. It did. It was really fun. Weekend homework. Okay. I'll give you weekend homework. I have made it so that you can cameo me, even if you're not connected to me. So weekend homework is, I want you to get on download the Sora app if you have an iPhone. It's iPhone only. I want you to make a cameo of yourself. So you record this silly little, you read 3 numbers, you look right, you look left, and you're done. So I want you to make a cameo of yourself, and I want you to start using the Sora app or Sora on the web and just start making videos with it. And you can make silly videos or you can make non-silly videos. Learn about it and go make some cameos of me. And you could put you and I in a video, or you could put you and Sam Altman in a video, or you can do anything. Go do that. And let's see, for those of you who already have played with Sora and kind of know what it is. Here's side quest. Here's the side quest for the weekend. The side quest for the weekend is go play with apps in Chatgpt. Figure out all the apps that are in there. There's a list of them somewhere on Twitter or whatever. Just play with Canva, play with Zillow's in there, and I don't know, there's restaurant ones, and it doesn't fucking matter. Just go play with them and see what they are and see what they look like and see how they work, because of 2 things. One is, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of that in all of the large language models. I think the days of Chatgpt and Claude and Perplexity primarily being text interactions is going to start to fade very quickly. It's going to start to look like a dynamic application that kind of seamlessly switches between video and picture and song and words and code, and it's just going to be quite dynamic. And so I think it's probably worth your while to get your head around what that starts to look like and feel like. I think that's time well spent. How do you get started with making apps with AI? Where does one get started? So Todd, great question. Todd Bergman Rogers. Right now, if you're non-technical, if you're technical, there's a couple of choices. If you're non-technical, for me right now, the money is hands down on lovable.dev. lovable.dev. And it only creates web apps, but it creates web apps. And you can literally go in there and say, make me a clone of the Asteroids video game, or make me a database-driven market predictor, or make me just go ask it for some app idea you have and sit back and watch what it does. It will melt your face. And then when you try to actually make that app work, it will make you want to smash your head into a brick wall, because all the vibe coding tools are really good at getting you to about 80%, and getting from 80 to 90% is really hard. And getting from 90% to launchable is close to impossible. It's just where they are right now. It's going to get better. But what Lovable's done is they've built in a back-end database, and they've built in authentication, and they've built in the ability to use AI in an app. So you can make a nano banana app in Lovable right now in about 5 minutes. And it is mind-blowing. And then you literally hit publish, and you can share it with the world. Now, is it scalable and secure and all that sort of stuff? No. But if you've never made an app before, the experience of saying, I want an app that does XYZ, and 5 minutes later you're using it, is face melting. So that's the one I would grab. All right. So let's make one. What time is it? It's 9:48. Okay, here's what I'm going to do, just because you're a smartass and there's new people here. So make one. I like a good smartass. Let's go make one. Lovable.dev. And so I'm going to give myself 12 minutes. Build something with Lovable. Here's the hardest part. I want my face melted. Oh, so Todd, tell me the kind of app you want to make. rather than me having to think about it. 2025 is the year where I'm not using my brain. But seriously, what's your app idea? And you don't have to give me your idea, but give me the category of it. The hardest part is changing your tab. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, producer Brandon. Here we are at Lovable. Okay. Notion looked interesting. Yeah, Notion looks good. Todd clammed up. All right, who's got an app idea? While we wait. Oh. The Macon conference discount for salon members. Oh, yeah, okay. So the Macon conference is coming up. Producer Brandon and Gwyn from the AI Salon are both going to Macon as correspondents for us. And they're going to get discounts. If anyone's in Ohio, or if anyone wants to go to Ohio, to Macon is the Marketing AI Institute's annual meeting. A journaling app. Okay, perfect. I want to do a life coaching app to help you write a book or start your own business. Okay, perfect. Great. So I'm just going to do this in Lovable. What I would normally do here, Todd, because I've only got 11 minutes left. What I would normally do here is I would go to Chatgpt and I would sort of free associate I would vomit out all of my ideas into Chatgpt. And then I would say, I want you to organize that. I want you to help me define this as an app. I want you to help me describe it. Then I want you to help me give me a product spec. Now I want you to give me a simple description of the app with core functionality that I'm going to put into a vibe coding app. So I would get Chatgpt to take my brain vomit, turn it into organized thoughts, and I'd bring that back to Lovable. But let's just do it right here in Lovable. Okay. Hang on a sec. Can I talk and you type? No. Oh, yes. Okay, good. I want to create an app that is a daily journaling app that allows someone who's considering writing a book, starting a business, or creating some venture on their own that helps them do that, period. I want you to incorporate some of the best ideas of the best get things done frameworks, as well as the best psychological self-help encouragement techniques into this app, period. I want it to be simple and non-distracting and have two different modes, neurotypical and neurospicy, where the neurospicy side understands that they may not like lists, or they might really like lists. Leave it at that. Okay. So now we watch. And so the way this works is over here to the right, there's a code section that I can flip to. And there's some bug in the recent version of this where you can't see all the code that it's writing. But it thought for 13 seconds, and it says, I'll create a beautiful, focused daily journaling app that combines get things done principles with psychological interment techniques. Design inspiration, drawing from apps like Day One, Notion, and Things 3. You're on the same page. What do you mean we're on the same page? Oh, on the same page metaphorically. I thought that's hilarious. I thought somehow Todd had logged into my page here. We're on the same page metaphorically. No, that's great. We think alike. I love what you did. Okay, so let's see what it does. clean, distraction-free interfaces, warm, encouraging aesthetics, features in the first version. Let's go back here. So basically what it's doing, oh wait, it just did something. Okay, features for this version: clean journal entry, mode toggle, neurotypical, neurospicy. Okay, here we go. So neurotypical, writing a book, starting a business, creating a venture. Your voice matters. What's on your mind today? And neurospicy, write however feels right today, bullet points, paragraphs. Okay, so let's go look at something here. Okay, add journaling app features. Connect with Lovable Cloud. Okay, so this is really important. Lovable Cloud is their built-in backend database. So it allows you to, like when someone journals, it could be, those ideas could be amplified with AI. Oh, actually, that's what we'll do here. Okay, and then it also enables logins, and it also enables database, so people can save their journal entries, right? So we're going to enable cloud. Gemini and Nano Banana are free this weekend. Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you want to do testing, this would be a good weekend to do it. Okay, great. So wait. Did I enable the cloud? Allow. Okay. We've got 5 minutes left. Am I done? Thinking. That's cloud. Okay, here's our thing. I don't know. Okay, perfect. Lovable Cloud is now enabled. You have a database. You have user authentication and file storage. Great. Okay, so I'm going to go 2 additions. Neuro spicy interface should be bare minimum, where neurotypical, what the fuck, neurotypical is like it is now. And then I'm going to go, I want there to be a journal entry amplification button that either expands on the ideas or creates an image if it is a more contemplative entry. So if someone puts an idea in their journal entry, you can hit the AI button and it'll amplify it. And if you were just like, I feel like shit today, me, which, you know, most days, it'll make a picture for you. You know, you have a voice button there, but it doesn't work. Oh, it does work. Well, whatever. All right. Oh, you mean I got a voice button right here? Yeah, I know. Okay. But anyway, like this works, right? This is a functional application right now. Except I don't have a submit button, do I? No. How do I submit? Express yourself however it works for you. No rules, just flow. Enabled AI. Auto approved. And then now if I go to code, yeah, so now you look over at code. So it's created all of these files. Like there's our favicon file, which you could probably swap that out for your own logo. Here's components, UI. These are all code, shit, text that if you were a developer, you would have to make all this shit. You'd have to go hand type this or copy and paste it or whatever the fuck you do. It's just all in here. Done. All right. Did this? I think we're still, is it still going? Reload. All right, so it took away some of the elements. All right, creating a venture. Amplify entry. Okay. I have an idea for gummy bear pizza. Amplify entry. Amplifying. What's it going to do? Expanded ideas. That's a fun idea. Gummy bear pizzas. Immediately sparks curiosity. Let's expand on this a bit. Actionable insights and deeper questions. Target audience. Is this for kids' parties, novelty candy shops, or whimsical adult snack? This will influence presentation. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's we've got to be able to. Okay, wait. We need to be able to render the markdown in your amplified answer. Time check. 9:59. Anyway, so we're done. Thank you so much for helping me out with this idea. There you go. I consider my face melted already. Good. I love what you did. Good. So this is, so if you've never heard the term vibe coding, the whole idea is you're just kind of vibing. You're like, yeah, I want it to do this. Well, couldn't it do that? I want it to have a dark background, not a light background. Thank you so much for helping me out with this idea. You're welcome. All right. What's the best way to create apps within a corporation with no data leakage risk? Talk to your IT group. Right now, like even Sam Altman said in the current Chatgpt with their connectors, he basically said, assume that everything in here is available to the public. You need to build systems that are inside firewalls and things like that, or you need to do more traditional app development that has, certified AI hooks into your APIs and into your company. Oh, publish it. Sure. Ignite Dreamforge.lovable. No, we're going to call this, wait, what's your name? Bergman Journal. Bergmann. Bergmann. Oh, wait, can I not change that? Yeah, I can. Bergman-journal.lovable.app. Publish. Down. You just shipped. Okay, so that's live. So Todd, you can go play with the app I just built. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna say, I feel wistful. And then I'm gonna say amplify entry. And it should make us a picture. Let's see if it does. Take your time, there's no rush. No, that's not it. Oh, I didn't save it? Oh shit. Oh well. Can I change it? Edit. Bergman-journal.lovable.app. Check. Save. Published. See if it worked. Wait. Published. Publishing. Look, it made us an image. Project updated. Look, I'm feeling wistful. Look, it says wistful on a rock. Gummy bear pizza sounds like an edible store. It actually does. Look at this. This is so cool. So wait, now I'm going to say I feel wistful and I have an idea for gummy pizza. Gummy bear pizza. I know we're supposed to be out of here by now. I know. I understand. It's midnight on the East Coast and people are weird for still being here. Amplifying. Let's see if it gets rid of our image and replaces it with words or does both. It just expanded the ideas. But that's pretty smart. And look, now it does, it read the markdown. See, before it didn't have the markdown. It was all gobbledygook. And now it's like nicely formatted. That's a fantastic evocative start. Deconstruct the whimsy. Flavor profile and texture. Yeah. This is good. An amplifying journal. Oh my God, that's great. Yeah, it's great, right? And what did I put in there? Todd, I put in shitty prompts. Shitty prompts, right? You saw the prompts I put in. I had 12 minutes. Imagine if you actually thought about them. Imagine if you went to Chatgpt, really got all the ideas out of your head, have Chatgpt organize it, have it build that app. Anyway, there you go. You're off. What platform? Lovable.dev. Then in one shot yesterday, I met a political site that polls updates on current bills in your state. Beautiful. This is the world we're going into, right? What's the best way to create apps? Oh yeah, with no leakage risk. Lovable.dev. This is the world we're entering, where anyone can have an app idea and just fucking speak it into existence. Don't let the tech bros harsh your scene, man. Because technologists right now are like, well, this is not as good as real code. You know, why don't you try scaling that to 1 million people? Why don't you shut the fuck up? Like, why don't you let people who have ideas, who've never been able to code anything, get something in the world and see what it's like, right? That's the world we're in right now. And they're right. These apps that you build in like Lovable, can this scale to 1 million users? Probably not economically viable. It'll be good for Lovable, but not for you. But at the point at which, if you've built something that's getting traction, you can go raise money on that. You can go, right? You can go, there's all sorts of things you can do after that. Hire a real developer to make it bulletproof and things like that. Yeah, this is what we're in an era right now where English is a programming language, right? All you have to do is ask for what you want. It's absolutely crazy. Okay. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Friday night date night. And yeah, do those things. Get your ass on Sora. Like Todd, if you haven't vibe coded something, go to lovable.dev and make yourself an app. It will melt your face. And then if you haven't done something, what did I say for what was the side quest? Oh, go start exploring in Chatgpt the new apps being incorporated into it. Just experience what that's like. Peace out. Hope you have a great weekend. I promise, my friend, you're going to see me make something of this. Good. Fucking do it and come back and share it with us. All right. Good luck, Todd. Have fun. Have fun this weekend. Here's the deal. If you put 8 hours this weekend, 4 hours on Saturday, 4 on Sunday, you figure out how to split it up in Lovable, just refining that app idea. By Sunday night, you will have something that you did not think was possible. And it'll probably be really good. All right. Good luck.